In Matthew 16:13. After all the time they had spent with Jesus, Jesus decides to ask them the question. And if you can answer that question right when you're in trouble, if you can answer that question right when you can't sleep, if you can answer that question right when you're worried, if you can answer this question right when things are going wrong in your life, if you can answer this question right when pain comes back to visit you and to pull you under with that skinny string, if you can answer this right, you're out. When Jesus came to the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked the disciples, saying, "Who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?" And that's the problem here. Because a bunch of disciples says that you're a prophet, you're Elijah, you're this, that, and the other. And sometimes we feel that Jesus is not God. Sometimes we don't understand that he is the great I am. Sometimes we don't understand that behold the hand, behold the nail means Jesus. And that's when our hope fails. You see, you've got to do like Peter did. What they did is that the disciples did, they made the mistake by going what other people said. Spend time with God. Amen. There's something he has to tell you that I can't tell you. There's something he has for you that nobody else has. He's a personal God. Amen. Behold his hand, behold the nail. He's going to make every sacrifice possible for you. He spent his time making you because he wants you to dwell with him in heaven. This is not the life. Don't get too caught up in it. It's only a test. And everybody is saying that you are somebody else. And we sometimes think he's somebody else. We sometimes think he's a banker. We sometimes think he's this, that, and the other. But what Peter, with his unstable self, Henry, don't be worried. Don't care about being unstable. That's not it. Don't worry about failing. That's not it. When athletes are trying to get better at what they do, they make mistakes, but why do they become champions? Because they never give up. They stumble, they fall, they break arms, they pull muscles, they get beat up. They never quit. And that's what you have to do, run the race. Peter with his unstable self. Peter who will pull a knife on you. Peter who will cuss you out and deny Peter God 3 times, got it right. And that's what you must do when you got problems. Peter says to him, he said to Peter, "Who do you say that I am, Simon Bar-Jonah?" And Peter said, "Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God." And if you can confess that today, that's how we get saved. We say, "Jesus, I confess you as my Lord." And if you can believe that, you are saved. And if you not only just believe it in your mind, but it says to believe it in your heart. Believe it in your heart today. And because Peter got the right answer, and he was probably the most troubled one other than Judas. Because he got it right, Jesus said, "You are blessed because flesh and blood has not revealed it unto you." You see, this is the thing you're going to have to get on your own. It's not going to come from your pastor. It's not going to come from anything. You have to believe in your heart. Hear me now. That rope that has you is because perhaps there's an area of your heart that you have not surrendered to the Lord. That rope has you bound, you mighty people, is because somehow we don't believe that we deserve it. Sometimes we're not totally sold out. Let me tell you, you might have a person that you can push around and beat up, but let that person believe they're not going to take it anymore. You got to fight on your hands. You ever chase a cat into a corner, you're about 100 times heavier, but you got to fight on your hands. And that's all God is asking you, to believe him, to trust him. He's not asking you to do anything, create no more miracles. Just believe him. You got to search your heart and get this thing right, because if we are tired of being sick and tired, and all God is asking you to do is to trust him. Amen. And he said to Peter, "Upon this rock," this piece of rock, "I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it." If you want the gates of hell against you, if the gates of hell are breathing down your throat today, if you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, if last night was too much for you, if right now you don't know if you can even go on, you got to believe that Jesus is the Lord. The very name Jehovah tells you so. Jesus is Lord. And once you get that right into your heart, the Bible said, Jesus out of his own mouth said, the gates of hell shall not prevail against you.